If you want to be a fluffy bodybuilder that has no intentions of doing anything more with his body than just looking good and being big, that dies before 50 because of cardiovascular disease or heart problems, then click off of this video. Otherwise, if you want to live a healthy, happy life, you want to be able to scrub your back in the showers, you want to be able to still run a mile in less than 15 minutes, you want to be able to do 30 seconds or a minute of skipping rope without gassing out, then keep watching. Now that we've attracted the right people into this video, let me tell you the truth. Dirty bulking is not good for you. What is dirty bulking? Dirty bulking is basically where you eat whatever the fuck you want to hit your protein intake and your calories. Mostly it's protein and calories. People will eat whatever the fuck they want to just get massive. These fucking bodybuilders, these fucking soft little pussy or bodybuilders will tell you that dirty bulking actually helped them. Oh, it helped me gain 50 pounds in 1 year. These guys are going to fucking die pretty soon. That's just the truth. Their bodies are fucking unhealthy. These guys will tell you that dirty bulking is good and that it helped them gain 50 pounds in 1 year. These guys will tell you that it's good, but it's not. It's not even good for the aesthetics aspect of building muscle mass. It really isn't. You lean bulk, and by lean bulk, I mean you have a surplus of 200 to 500 calories a day. At most, 500 calories a day should be the surplus. If you want to bulk, do not go over 500 calories, otherwise you'll become a fat piece of shit. If you want to be lean, do not go over the 500 calorie surplus. But also, do not go under the 200 calorie surplus. You still need calories to fuel your muscle growth because your body is doing something new for the first time, which is regular muscle repairing, and it needs that extra energy so that it can repair the broken down muscle fibers from your gym workouts or from your calisthenics workouts. Because those guys that put on 50 pounds in 1 year, like fucking Dylan McKnight, that's mostly just fat. It's not muscle. And as soon as you start stripping down the fat and you start lowering your body fat, you'll realize most of it wasn't muscle. Now, with Dylan McKnight, he took steroids. So when he got rid of that fat, he was still big. And so that motherfucker lied to you. But if you're natural and you go on a dirty bulk and you put on 50 pounds in 1 year and you strip down the fat the year after, you're not going to be left with much. You're not going to be left with much muscle, and you're going to be very disappointed because everything that you put on was just water weight and it was just fat and glycogen. It wasn't actually muscle, like these fucking pricks will tell you. These fucking lying pricks that blast psalms and push out bullshit shitness advice. Shitness advice. That push out bullshit fitness advice, like wrapping fucking bands around your arms doing bicep curls give you a psalm-like effect. That's a fucking lie pushed out by some fucking fake natty that doesn't even preach the shit that he tells you. You seriously gonna take that advice? You seriously gonna take advice from a guy like this? I wouldn't. But if you do, you're a fucking idiot. Now that we've had enough of a rant about these fucking morons out there in the fitness industry, as we all know, training with a shit diet is not going to get you anywhere. If you just train, but you eat shit food, you're still gonna look like shit. Let's say you're a young kid, you're 15, and you're going to the gym, you're lifting heavy weights, but your diet's mostly fucking Haribos and very little protein. You're not gonna make as many gains, bruv, because if you don't get enough protein in and you just keep eating fucking carbs and sugars and all this sugary shit that's available on the food markets today, if you eat like that, you're not going to make gains. Your muscles won't have enough nutrients to recover properly because you're eating food that's not even fucking nutritious. You're just eating fucking sugars. Whereas the 15-year-old that's training and he's eating good, he's going to make gains way quicker than the guy that's just lifting and eating Haribos all the time. Your diet makes up probably 60 to 70% of the whole body transformation. I'd say it makes up maybe 60%. The training makes up 40%, if we're not talking about rest and all that other stuff. Your diet is super important, guys. And if you have a shit diet, you're going to suffer. and you're not going to make gains as quickly as the guy that has a great diet. You might not even make gains at all. So how do you do it? How do you actually have a good diet without crashing out and then suddenly falling back into the rabbit hole of constantly eating Haribos and shit? What makes a good diet? It has to be sustainable as well as nutritious. What makes a good sustainable diet? It needs to be tasty, for fuck's sake. You can't expect to just eat, I don't know, 12 eggs every morning if it doesn't taste good. If you like eggs, then fair play to you. But it needs to be sustainable. It needs to be tasty, because if you don't enjoy the food that you're eating, you're going to give up very quickly. And so that's why it's super important to learn how to cook and to have variety in your meals. I'll tell you what, carnivore diets that people might push out there. Andrew Tate and Hamza. I think Hamza went through a phase where he was doing this carnivore diet and he was saying, oh, it's the best thing ever. That's bullshit. You do not want to have a carnivore diet. It might be good for the short term, but for the long term, it's not actually healthy for your body. You need vitamins. And the foods with the most vitamins, as we all know, are probably going to be fruits. They're going to be fruits. Fruits have all the vitamins. Sure, your steak might have a couple of vitamins here and there. Your eggs, they do have a lot of vitamins. But if you want to maximize your vitamin intake, make sure you eat your fruits as well, because these fucking bodybuilders will not tell you to eat fruits. These extremist carnivore diet advocates will tell you that eating fruit is bad for you because the sugars are in there are bad for you, but that's fucking bullshit. Don't believe that shit. The sugars that you find in fruits are different to the refined sugars in fucking Cocoa Pops. So eat your fruits. Make sure you have a balanced diet. Sure, protein's super important if you want to build muscle. But at the end of the day, if you're not getting your vitamins in, then you're going to be sick multiple times a year. And you know what sickness means? When you're in bed, when you're bedridden for weeks on end, in extreme cases, when you're bedridden for a week to 2 weeks, that can stunt your progress by another month. If you're sick, you've contracted a sickness or some sort of fucking cold or flu or COVID or whatever the fucking illness that you have that made you bedridden for a week is. You contract that sickness and your body can't fight it because you don't have the adequate vitamins. Because you decided to listen to this bullshit of the carnivore diet. Then you're going to stunt your gains by another month. It's going to take another couple of weeks until you get back to the same level of progress that your body had before you were bedridden. Humans are omnivores. They are not carnivores. They are omnivores. We're supposed to eat everything. We're not just supposed to eat meat. Sure, when you do training and when you build muscle, you want to have a sufficient amount of protein to be able to fuel your muscles. But you don't want to go overboard with the protein, and you don't want to lack sufficient vitamins, because at the end of the day, you don't just want to be jacked, you want to be healthy as well. Because if you're not healthy, then what's the fucking point of having a beautiful body if it's not even functional on the inside, if it doesn't even fight pathogens properly? What's the fucking point? There's no fucking point to that. So eat your fucking fruits as well. But if you really need to eat that junk food, because at the end of the day, we're all humans. If you really need to eat that junk food at the end of the day, do an 80-20 rule at least. 80% of your diet should be the food that is nutritious, and the other 20% can be the shitty little snack, the little bar of Snickers that isn't as nutritious as the 6 eggs that you had in the morning, because you're a fucking man with testosterone and you want to keep your testosterone high. But keep an 80-20 rule. You can still have a little bit of shitty snacks here and there, but don't go overboard with it, because it's not going to do you good. Share this video with somebody that you think would benefit from this information. We go even deeper with this information in my online community, which is in the description below. It's the first link in the description. See you guys there.